NAPLAN does give us some information about realistic trends for your school and things that we can attend to. But if you look at those questions, we analyse what type of questions, what is NAPLAN asking, and we looked at, does it correlate with what we said we do as proficient readers and comprehenders? And they are exactly the same things. The questions that we looked at and discovered were things like finding key information, reading inferentially, making connections across text, using the text structure to help us. All those things that you said to me last week that you do as proficient readers, NAPLAN is one of the indicators of all of those things. So they're part of your picture for that student, not the only picture. And we've talked about ongoing monitoring today and being sure that what we observe is informing our planning, because what we're observing and monitoring informs the teaching for tomorrow and for next week. So we're getting that fuller picture. Now back to these probe materials that I'm going to give you to look through, where they might be useful for work with your staff in professional learning, or they might be useful for teaching. Because we're not really that strong, we don't have that many ideas for how to go about inference. We've looked at a couple of possibilities today. This is another possibility. When you just leave for the moment, if you don't mind, when you have a look, it gives a really clear explanation and understanding of what inference is, in my view. You might disagree. Then I've given you some examples of the probe materials have inference at the sentence level, at the paragraph level, and at what they call the text level, which is a short text. So it can be useful for you to discuss inference and unpack and get some teaching ideas from for your staff. You can also use it in classrooms as teaching materials. However, before I get you to have a look and a discussion, I'm not introducing these to you as suggesting go off and buy them. They're just a way of understanding inference at a deeper way. Also, I have used these, and I know a lot of teachers who have and find them useful, but they're not blackline masters. If we start photocopying this or any other commercially produced work around inference or any other strategy, if we start using them as blackline masters, here you are, photocopy, give to the children, we're back to what we talked about this morning. We're not teaching for comprehension, we're only testing it. Or at worst, I think Flavia said, keeping the students busy. They're either busy work or they're checking for comprehension. They're not teaching. So if you choose to use this or any other commercially produced material, it is for oral work, explaining, working together in a small group, working together in partners at the sentence, paragraph and full text level, not as a blackline master. I never use them. I never photocopy more than the page that I need. The page can be put on an overhead. The examples can be put on the smart board. You can have an A3 size. You can cut out the small pieces, and students as partners might talk through, answer the question inferentially and locate it in the text and have their discussion around it. Orally, there in front of you, you with the students working together, not a blackline master, there's the sheet and go off and do it. We had a big discussion about whether to even introduce them, but I think that it's really useful material and it can help skill up staff, and I know a number of literacy coordinators at schools use it to skill up staff. Question?
Just a question about actual assessment for comprehension in the lower years.
Yes.
We tend to have a lot from the 3 to 6, before, after, during. What are your thoughts around having something consistent that starts from, I don't know about maybe even first, but perhaps grade 1?
Yeah. This is my personal view only. I'll talk about AIZ and then I'll tell you my personal response to that question. That has been the very question in AIZ, because the progress tests, there may be some students who score 0 or very low on those tests. So Patrick is very aware of, and this is his expertise, how that would not tell you a lot about that student. it tells you they got 0 or 1 or 2, but it won't actually give you a lot of teaching information. So he's looking at what assessment will we use to identify those students who are coming in at a lower level. So that is going to be discussed and focused on in AIZ.